That's a wide body. That's a wide body.
Yo, Panther Nation, what's good? Welcome back to Carolina's Armchair GM. I am your host, CJ. All right, and as you see by the title and by what I got right here, okay, will the Carolina Panthers, will they fight or will they fold in Week 18 versus, okay, versus I was about to say something else, versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, Lord. Let me tell you, man, when I say this is, and y'all heard me say this before, this has been one roller coaster of a season. Okay. And I was talking to Big Cuz earlier, and I said, you know what? I've been harping on that since the Jets game. I said, but I'm actually happy that we're on the roller coaster and the roller coaster still moving. Okay. We could have got off the roller coaster and kicked out of the theme park weeks ago. All right. But week 18, we're still in it. We're still fighting for something. So the optimist in me is is taking that stance for now. And let's hope the Carolina Panthers go out here and make this happen. Okay, and make this happen. So I'm gonna do a quick preview right here. Oh, and I need to know. Okay, Mr. Kenny, okay, from the Fantasy Football League, are you in the chat? Okay, if you are, let me know. I got something for you, but I don't want to show everybody else before I show you. Okay, so Kenny, let me know if you are in the chat. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to and the thing is, let me do this first. I've seen some of the predictions. I think Panthers Wire had it on there for all the different sports outlets, and and it's not so lopsided. I think out of the 39 39 people that they had on there, 23 picked the Buccaneers, 16 picked the Panthers. Okay. And to be honest with you, the way the Panthers looked last week, I don't really blame anybody for not having any confidence in us, not having any hope. And me and Tony was talking about that earlier. He was like, "Where your hope? Where your optimism?" Cuz I said it's crazy. When we win, I said, "There's all my hope. There's all my optimism. I put it out there in the world." And then the next week, the Panthers, they grab it, they throw it in the basement, they lock the damn door. And then, I got to wait until next week. They open the door. Here comes my hope. Here comes my optimism. And then the next week, they grab it, they throw it in the basement, and they lock the damn door again. So that's how it's been for the last, 8-9 weeks of the season. Man, hell, I say we probably even lost the bye week if you could do that. You know what I mean? Or whatever. But I was kind of hoping, it'd be something. But we stayed true to form. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. And now we're at the end of the season where all we have to do is beat Tampa Bay one more time. Okay. Or Atlanta beats the Saints. Okay. And the one thing that I do not want to do, okay, I do not want the Panthers to back into the playoffs. I don't want to rely on the help of the Atlanta Falcons to get in. Now, mind you, I'll take it, but I think it'd be better for the team, better for their motivation, better for their momentum going into the playoffs if we can go ahead and get this win and not worry about having to sit in front of the TV on Sunday waiting for the end of the Falcons Saints game. All right. So we shall see. All right. Let me get into some comments here. Nakari, what's going on? Nakari says Baker throwing 3 picks and Lathan Ransom getting 2. God damn it. I hope so, dog. I hope so. So I do have a poll in the chat. Okay. Will the Panthers fight or will the Panthers fold? Nakari says someone clicks fold, I'm removing them from the stream. Well, my friend, let me see. We have hold on. I can't see exactly who did what. But 81% fight, 19% fold. Okay. So I don't know if you can figure out who hit fold, but you know what? Hold on, let me fix this right here. This is getting on my nerves. Okay, there we go. If you find out who they are, give them a pass on behalf of the good old GM and let them stay in the stream. Hey, Antonio McClendon here. Hey, man, thank you for becoming a member, man. Welcome to the front office. I greatly appreciate you, big dog. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Like I said, 99 cents a month. It goes a long way to what I try to do here on the channel and some of the things that I'm trying to do, trying to work on, trying to get together to bring before you, okay, the people. All right. The reason why I'm on here. I can talk shit to myself all day long about the Carolina Panthers, but it's more fun to have you guys on here. So I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also to all of the other front office members and the co-GMs, thank you, thank you, thank you for your support every month. I greatly appreciate you. All right. And if you're here and you're just watching, first of all, thank you for joining. Second, on your way in, if you haven't, please click that like and subscribe button. Okay. Subscribe on YouTube, whatever other platform you're watching on, Facebook or X. Make sure you like and follow as well. All right. And as always, I appreciate the love and support. And thank you, Antonio. And he said, what's up with what's going on, man? Let me see. Kevin Hubbard, what's going on? They got to put that pressure on Baker Mayfield. Pressure burst pipes. Keep pounding. Yeah, man. They got to. They got to. But the only thing I would say to that is, okay, this season, I always got on Evero about not bringing enough pressure on certain downs. Then it got to the Saints game and he decided to blitz, damn near the whole second half. You know what I mean? And then I was like, oh crap, dog. No. That was too much. And then we went back to, not being able to get a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, hold on, let me see here. If I'm not mistaken, did Baker Mayfield take a sack? In this game that we had before. Oh yeah, we sacked him twice. Okay. All right, we sacked him twice and they got Bryce twice. Okay. But hopefully those two sacks will be meaningful on critical downs, hopefully third down. Okay. This past week at when we played the Seahawks, I know I didn't do a recap on that one. I apologize. But I touched on that real quick. Let me see. The Panthers got smoked, y'all. Okay. And we were still in the game in the fourth quarter. Okay. Now, mind you, like I said, I did do sort of a recap after the game. Shout out to the Seattle defense, because when I say they played ball this past Sunday, they played ball. And went back and looked at the all 22, and everybody's giving hell to Bryce about the 54 yards. And you have a right to. He does have to do a lot better than that. But I think if Bryce would let that ball go, like a lot of people wanted him to let it go, he'd probably had 6 or 7 interceptions. When I say they doubled Tet, they dared everybody else to get open. There was really nobody open. And then when Bryce threw the check down, especially to Rico and Chuba, that was a wrap. They put on a tackling clinic. Okay. Chuba and Rico didn't do anything as far as breaking tackles for the most part. None of the wide receivers. It was a mess on offense. Okay. The offensive line at every position. Okay. That's Icky, Damian Lewis, Cade Mays, Austin Corbett, and Taylor Moton. At some point in the game, multiple points in the game, they got their ass beat by the Seattle defensive line. And again, another week where we had a team who was able to stop most of our running game with just 4 down linemen. Okay. They brought blitzes a few times, but they didn't have to bring blitzes to stop our run game. All right. So they had the pass game locked down. They had the run game locked down for pretty much. And like I said, we were still in it. We were still in it. What killed us, let me see. JC dropped the interception at the first for the first play of the game or second play of the game. Derek Brown dropped the interception. Now, mind you, that's why Derek Brown is a defensive lineman. Okay, but still, we've seen him catch some interceptions before. Let me see. We came out in the second half. We scored. Let me see. No, we scored early in the fourth quarter. Okay, but we came out in the second half. Seattle drove down the field. Mike Jack got an interception in the end zone. What happened the very next offensive play for the Panthers? Chuba Hubbard fumbled. Okay, Seattle took that, got a score. Then the Panthers get back on the field. First play after that, what happens? Bryce Young throws a damn interception. Okay, so when I say we shot ourselves in the foot, literally, we really shot ourselves in the foot on offense, and a couple times on defense. And like I said, love JC Horn to death. He's still a great play, he's still a Pro Bowl, he's still that guy for us. But only thing, if he was listening, only thing I say, man, next time it's 3rd and 20, dog. Push him out of bounds. Okay. Do not reach for his face mask. Push him out of bounds. You had help right there behind you. He wouldn't. If he'd have got past them two, or he'd have got past JC, there was two more. I think it was Roseboom and Nick Scott who were right behind him. I don't think they were getting that first down. And that first down, it killed every last bit of momentum that we had for the rest of the game. Okay. So yeah, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but yes, we got to pressure Baker Mayfield. Of course, if I told you, if I told all of us that we would be in this position at the beginning of the season, we would all be happy with hearing that. Right, right, right. You're right. But the thing for me is, I didn't realize he was going to be this much emotional ups and downs. You know the process. You know what I mean? But yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, SC Panther boys going on with you. Oh, there you go. Kenny. Hey, all right, I got something for you here in a second, Kenny. I'm glad you're in the chat. All right. Hey, what's up, house niggas? That he cheated. He say that prize belongs to me. No, man, he got you fair and square, dog. He got you fair and square. Man, let me tell you, if anybody feels cheated, it's me. But I'm the one who cheated myself. Well, no, I feel a little cheated because let me tell you, I lost Patrick Mahomes one week, Jordan Love the next week. And when I say that the Patrick Mahomes, I still think I won that game, but the Jordan Love one killed me because I lost that game probably about 8 or 9, maybe 10 points or so. And then I had somebody on the bench who balled out, and I was like, great, here we go again. But Tyrone, what's going on with you, man? How you doing? I have to listen to my name get slandered every week. These ups and downs can't affect me. Well, you know, I mean, I can't sit here and say I don't be talking junk about your cousin too, because I do, I do. But you know, it's just like, you know, when he quiet, you know, it's cool. But then when he do something, he mess up big. You know, even though that offsides where he lined up wasn't going to affect that play too much because Tet dropped the pass. Okay. If it's one thing I want Tet McMillan to start doing more of, it's reaching out with both hands trying to get passes. Because when I saw that, I don't know if that dude grabbed his arm that much to where he couldn't reach out with both hands, because Bryce put the ball, I mean, it hit him in the forearm. You know what I mean? So it's not like Bryce led him too far or threw it out of bounds or threw it too far inside like he did the interception that he threw to him earlier in the game. But yeah. All right. Yeah, let me tell you, man, I hope we do get the sweep. Jay, you said we gonna fold. Damn, dog. I need the 3-team tie. I've never seen nothing like it. I got you. I got you, but nah, I'm good on the 3-team tie, man. I'm good. It's crazy because the we could either be in first place or second place. The Bucks can be in first place, and then the Saints can go all the way from last place to second place in the division. Because if I'm not mistaken, if we beat Tampa Bay and the Saints beat the Falcons, I think there's going to be like a 3-way tie at 6 or a 2-way tie. The Falcons will be last, the Saints will be second, the Bucks will be third. It's crazy. He said, unfortunately, I cannot see who they are. That we fighting the Bucks for the division title. I got you. He said, ain't no pass. Running the numbers. 3 people have selected to fold. Thank you, dear. I appreciate you. It could be 9 and 8, and 3, 3-7 and 10, 3-7 and 10 teams, or 6-11 and 3-8 and 9 teams. That's wild. That is wild. But that's the NFC South. Miss Nella picked 3 random people, and I'm gonna banish them to only watching middle school football. Y'all look crazy. Brooks, if he comes back healthy, makes some of those tackles missed. I agree. I had a whole conversation about that earlier too. Let me see. See Ben Realize. What's going on with you? How you doing? What's up? Okay. Well, I don't talk too much, Tyrone. I don't know what you're saying true too, but hopefully it's something I said good. Corbett needs to be banished this offseason. Man, hey, man of the year candidate, seemed like a great guy, but yeah. Yep. Seattle has been the very first team to shut our offense down at all phases. Bryce and our weapons doesn't give a defense much to stress about. Man, yeah, yeah, yeah. But we have it now. The Buffalo game. The Buffalo game is probably the only other game where it was just like, yeah, we ain't doing nothing. I think we got 3 field goals in that game, and that was it. So by the number, by the score, that game was even worse. Okay, so but yeah, I feel you. But yeah, the Seahawks had a one hell of a game plan and they executed it flawlessly. But still, it's not an excuse. And like I said, if I had to put blame on this past game, I said 95. I give about 98% to the offense and maybe 2% to the defense. Okay. But just some kind of self-inflicted wounds by the defense. All right. Said he agrees. Said DB had too much tape on his hand. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Said Corbett is trash. I like Austin Corbett, but he might not be back, y'all. But he might. He might. Let me see. Happened to me too many times. JC got to step up. He has lost us a lot of major games, in my opinion. If one thing I want JC to do, I want JC to go out there and have, some controlled revenge on his mind. Okay. One for let me see. And it's not Tampa Bay. He did all right in the last Tampa Bay game. But my thing is, he's had a few games this year. He oh God, he kind of folded in both Saints games. Okay. He folded a little bit in both Saints games, and then we had this Seattle game where he had that big penalty late. Okay. But like I said, JC still, our Pro Bowl cornerback, he is still him. You know what I mean? But I hope he takes those couple of games, where he didn't do that good this season and uses that for motivation in this last game. Because who has had a quiet, kind of a quiet but really decent season is the guy on the opposite side of him, Mike Jack. Mike Jack is first in the league in passes broken up. And I want to say he's like maybe like a top 10, top 15 corner as far as PFF goes. So Mike Jack has been doing his thing. Okay. But like I said, I really hope both of them, on the same page. Like I said, I really hope that Evero gets out of some of his tendencies in this game, especially on third down. Okay, especially on third down. Third down is still killing us. Okay, third down is still killing us. Empty holes in the zone, receivers, tight ends, running backs sitting in those holes, and we're not getting pressure. Okay, the cornerbacks and safety still bailing out 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, easy completion. Okay, so like I said, third down is still killing us. I hope that the defense can make adjustments going into this last game of the season, and the offense as well. All right. Let me see. Him and Chu have been here 5 years and still making mistakes is crazy. Everybody makes mistakes, but some of these, yeah, it's like some of these is like, all right, you got to take a look in the mirror because some of these are killing us, straight killing us. I want T-Mac to start getting OPIs, fight back, stop letting them touch up on you. Facts. Tet seems like the flashy type. 90% of his catches are one-handed. Just catch the damn ball. J issue, I agree. Total facts. Like I said, get both of your arms up, and my thing is this: make an effort with that off arm, because there have been times where he has been held, clearly been held. You know what I mean? But make an effort, make it look like you're being held. You know what I mean? Give the ref something to say, oh shit, I need to throw a flag on that. When you just reach out there with that one hand trying to make an acrobatic catch and your other hand's just still back here, they ain't got nothing to go on. So, but yeah, I agree with you, Jay. Rock Jones said, "What up, step cousin? We win this game tomorrow." You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We are. We win this game tomorrow, Rock. I agree with you. Let me see. Underground West, what's going on? Said Hope Coker has a big game. Lost faith in Excel already, man. You and a lot of people, man. You and a lot of people. If we could get linebacker Sony Styles in the first, I'm all in on tight end Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon. I got you. Hey, what do y'all think about my man from Texas Tech? Now, let me tell you, when I say I haven't done hardly any mock drafts, I did one the other night, and they what was it? The mock draft simulator. I still got to get back on PFF. Hell, they had him going in the second round. I'm like, I don't, I'm sitting there like the Buckets Award winner, not going that higher than that, but we'll see. I said we will be NFC South champs. Yes, sir. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there now. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Vietnam, hey, appreciate you, man, for being a member for 7 months, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you, dog. And what's good with you, big dog? How you doing? All right. Let me see. Olave unfortunately owns him right now. This is true. But and the crazy thing is, Olave, if I'm not mistaken, is out in this game because they found a God, he had a blocked vat. Hold on, let me make sure. Make sure I wasn't reading something and it was just a meme or something. Yeah, hospitalized after blood clot in his lung. Yeah. So he is not going to play this week, and my thing is this, okay? This game is one thing, but life and somebody's health is another one. I pray for much success for him. I pray for healthy recovery, and I pray he gets back playing the game that he loves. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, I'm glad he's not out there." Not for something like that. No. Mm-mm. Don't wish that on nobody. So, Chris Olave, speedy recovery, big dog, and I hope you get back better than ever. All right. Let me see here. The one and only Ken. Do you think T Mac and Coker could break out this weekend since the secondary for Tampa is bad? Absolutely. Absolutely, because Jamel Dean is not playing. And he got burnt a couple times in the last matchup. Absolutely. But it's a combination of Bryce Young and Dave Canales. Okay, because I'm not mentioning one and leaving out the other one. Okay, because my thing is, unlike the Seattle game, Dave has to get a little bit creative and not so conservative with his plays. Give Bryce something to work with, and at the same time, Bryce, when you get your opportunities, make them count. Okay, but I do, I honestly do. Let me see here. Mike Jack need 2 PBUs to break the team record. Ooh, let me tell you, I think he'll get it. Yeah. So I want Evero gone too. I cannot discredit him for the turnaround that he has had with this defense. Okay. I cannot discredit him. Discredit him. Okay. But my only thing with Evero is, if we don't get the exact right players for him, because I know a lot of people who are Team Evero. Okay, they say that he has done a lot with nobody, and I agree. Okay, now last year I would say it was more of a nobody situation last year, and no disrespect to any of the players who are still here, any players who are gone, but a lot of the players that we had last year did not fit his scheme. I think that Dan and Brent Tillis did a better job this year bringing in players for Ejiro Evero and his scheme, but injuries have hurt us a lot this year as well. Okay, now and you hear this a lot. Well, they spent all our money, on the offense. Okay, you always hear $150 million in offensive linemen. Okay, and people say that like the Panthers went out and are spending $150 million every year for 2 offensive linemen. And I know they know that's not the case, but that's what it sounds like sometimes. You know what I mean? But the offensive line was in need. Okay, whether you think so or not, that's up to you. Everybody's entitled to your opinion, but the offensive line was a need. But will Dan and Dave be able to get the playmakers that Evero needs in this defense? We have to get a bona fide star pass rusher. Okay, we need a bona fide star elite pass rusher for this defense. All right, we definitely need linebacker help. We need to upgrade the linebacker position. We got to get somebody in here, whether it's draft or free agency, who can cover, okay, who can help in the run game and who can tackle. Okay, we've missed a lot of tackles between Trevin Wallace and Christian Roseboom this year. We definitely need some help in that. Okay. I love the way JC Horn and Mike Jack are going. We do need, if I'm not if we do need some safety help. Okay. Like I said, Nick Scott, I think, has been a lot better this year. Okay. But if they don't decide to bring him back, I'm not going to cry over it. I think we need a speedy safety who has range and coverage. Okay, who can get from one side of the field to the other, diagnose plays maybe a little bit faster than Nick Scott does. I think a lot of the problems they've had this year has been communication. Okay, a lot of communication issues in that secondary, but it gets better and then it falls off. Like the season go, gets better, then it falls off. So we'll see. The theme of next year should be consistency. They need to take Bank of America Stadium down off of each side of the stadium and put new letters up there. Consistency. Okay, consistency. Game after game, that needs to be Consistency Stadium. Okay, consistency at the bank. That need they need to change the name of the stadium because to Consistency America Stadium. That needs to be the theme of next season. Yeah. T Mac needs 150 yards a game for 150-yard game for the rookie of the year. Let me tell you, I know he needs like 71 or 72 yards to get to 1,000. But I would love if he had a big game to end the season and lock up that rookie of the year. And I would love it even more if the defense can shut Ibuku down and give T Mac, that opportunity. Because everybody's like, Tyler Shuck is going to win it and all this stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm not hiding. I think we fold because we are not ready to compete yet. We need a true edge, inside linebacker, and a big time threat beside DB and a replacement for Scott. Hell, to be honest with you, I think we got enough of a threat beside DB, but he won't play him, not consistently. Bobby Brown. That's been my opinion all year long. I'm gonna stick with him with that opinion. But I don't get what Evero's what goes through his mind when Bobby Brown will stop run plays 2 plays in a row, and then you might not see him for a whole quarter. But I'm not defensive coordinator. Improved defense is a case of the players lifting up the scheme and not the other way around. I got you. JC need to get on the jugs, and for the money he had been getting, he hasn't lived up to the money so far to me, CJ. Got you. I will say that he has lived up to the money, but this year he has had some of his worst moments in critical time. Okay, so maybe he hasn't lived up to it in certain spots this season, but more so than not, yeah. Because I would hate to see this team without JC for an extended amount of time. You get what I'm saying? Because what did he miss the Rams game? But by that time, I think Mike Jack was pretty much locked in. Him and Shao Smith Wade had a hell of a game that game. As far as now, mind you, the Rams still scored their points, but critical plays in critical situations, especially Mike Jack with the pick six. All right. I want XL traded to make room for Horn Jr. I think there's plenty of room for Horn Jr., but he's another one. It's always on the bench. I mean, he got a good little bit of burn Sunday, but I agree. I agree. Clay, what's up? CJ, I hope you had a good Christmas and Happy New Year, brother. I appreciate it, man. I did, and I hope you and everybody. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to 2026. I forgot to say all of that when we started. But yes, Christmas was great. That's why I've been so slack in putting stuff up, because I have just been sitting around here enjoying the kids and enjoying watching TV and football. So yeah, but I appreciate you, Clay. Big Will, Tip Drill Will. CJ, I'm in Tampa for the game. Panther fans are deep at my hotel. Hey, Will, let me tell you, man. I want to hear you on the TV. Keep Panther. Well, I might not be able to hear you. I'm going to be in Rock Hill tomorrow for my son's first volleyball tournament. So shout out to the Lake Norman. I forgot is it volleyball club, or I know Janelle's gonna correct me because I know I'm wrong. But shout out to Lake Norman. He got his first match tomorrow. So I will like you told me, I'm gonna take your advice this time. I'm gonna try and pull up the audio feed from the Panthers app on the game and listen to it that way. Cause even though I have YouTube TV on my phone, I don't want to be that parent with my phone up like this, doing this, looking back and forth. I'm not gonna do that to my baby boy. Oh, and thank you for the $5 super chat, Will. I appreciate it. Major Keys. I just want to see Canales open the pass game and give Jimmy Horn Jr. some opportunities that Excel squandered. Facts. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. Let me see. A Panther takeover of Tampa. Man, let me tell you, hey, y'all, hey, be loud and proud down there, man. Loud and proud. I haven't looked into next year's draft. Guys been too busy. Man, let me tell you, I haven't either. I'm going to sit down and holler at Big Cuz because he looks at a lot of these college players way more than I do. I went through that mock draft and I was just like who in God's name are all these kids? When I say I have not paid too much attention to college football, excuse me, this year until end of the season, yeah, trust me. XL should be called XX small the way he be shrinking. Oh god. Oh no, y'all leave Lave alone. Yes, sir. Keep pounding. I mean blood clot. Yo. Say he has a blood clot. He is a P. Man, y'all leave that man alone. Commander 336. What's going on with you, man? How you doing? Said enjoy. If Baby Boy didn't have his first volleyball tournament of the season at the exact same time, we would have been there with you. Yes, the lovely missus had planned on us going down to Tampa, but yeah, we'll be cheering on we'll be cheering on James the third, okay, and his efforts with the Lake Norman Volleyball Club. All right, but yeah, it's time for him to retire. I don't miss who that was, Panthers boy. For 3 years, Evero has done wonders with less talent. My only issue has been the zone calls that he loves so much. He has to have a perfect defense of men for it to flourish. Facts. Facts. Yep. A lot with nobody doesn't make you call soft zone every third down. If it's 3rd and 23, then we play 33 yards off. I agree. I agree. Just like Bryce needs a perfect offense for him to play like something. At times, yes. Okay, at times, yes. But it was like the Seattle game. Now, mind you, Bryce has been able to show that he can get away from pressure. Okay, so it's not like every time he gets pressure, he gets sacked. And more so like his rookie year. And his rookie year, he got pressure, he was going down to the tune of like almost 70 sacks. Okay, but like I said, it's a combination too. You go back and look at some of that all 22 from Seattle. He gets the ball, and it's just like, where does he have to go? Like I said, when I tell y'all that there were not a lot of throwing lanes, there was not a lot of opportunities for him to make a lot of plays down the field. That's why he threw so many checkdowns. But the thing was, though, when he threw the checkdown, Seattle rallied to the ball and they tackled. They dropped a lot of our guys right there where they stood. So, but JSU, I do agree with you to a certain extent. It does work both ways. Sometimes Bryce has to have it all going for him to be able to go out there and produce as well. So yeah, I do agree. I do agree. I don't want my defensive coordinator to have a perfect defensive man. That doesn't exist. Give Mike McDonald this defense, and I bet it's way better. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Mr. Hunky Dory, how you doing, man? Thank you for the $5 super chat. Lot 14 beside MLK Stadium side, Panther tailgate party will be about 2 to 5,000 of us. Let's win this with authority. Okay, all right, guys. That's right. I forgot you lived. That's right. Dang, I wish we could have went down there now. Oh, I'm sorry. And again, shout out to you, Mr. Hunky Dory. Thank you for the $5 super chat as always. Don't ever try to change the name of the bank ever again. Although we have been inconsistent this season, overall it's been a success in my opinion. Yeah. We picked the safety. From Seattle. Oh, that's right. We did pick up a safety or cornerback from Seattle. If I'm not mistaken, and then we elevated was it David Long and Chris Barnes to the active roster. Uncle Gates, what's going on? Keep pounding. Said JC has lived up to the contract based on the fact that teams don't throw his way often, and he makes plays in the run game. Yeah, okay, yep. Kids TV football. Yep. Keep pounding, man. Yes, sir. Yes, Lake Norman Volleyball Club. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let me go ahead and get the moving on here. What hold on, we got a few more. XL might come up big tomorrow. I hope so. I hope so. Hey Carlos, Happy New Year, CJ. NFC South champions tomorrow. Happy New Year to you too. Facts, man. I'm rolling with that too as well. Olave needs to retire along with Evans. Yeah, I hope so, but I hope it's just because they don't want to play football no more, not because nothing wrong with him. He got sacked 60 plus his first year and 60 plus his last 2 years combined. Yeah, yeah, it was definitely better. I think he had 29 sacks last year. If I think I looked at it earlier. It was way down from the year before. I think we're at 27 this year. All right. No excuses, but no lies told here. Appreciate you. XL isn't consistent enough to keep the number 2 spots. Is definitely Coker's now. I think so too, and I think that's why he's had limited snaps the last couple weeks, as well. Okay, but it just makes it that more glaring when he goes out there in his limited snaps, and and he does something. So yeah, okay. So let me go ahead and give let me see the bongo drum roll. Okay, for our fantasy football. I'm sorry, the 2025 front office fantasy football winner, Mr. BBL Giver. I still can't get over that name. I swear it's never any less funny every time I read it. But hey, I appreciate everybody for playing. Everybody for joining. I rolled in a respectable fourth. Dylan kicked my ass for third place. But in that game, there was really not much I could do. And I forgot to pick up another quarterback to put in for Jordan Love. I think after I lost that game and didn't make it to the championship, my mind was like, you know what, screw it. I was in one championship game on a Yahoo League and lost that one too. And I was just like, yeah, after that, I was like, you know what, I'm good. But shout out to everybody who played this year. I know Nakari is in the league. Kenny. Let me see. I know your name, but I forgot it. I'm sorry. Famous, one of one. Nakari with the Pound Town Power Rangers. Okay. Bryce is right. Low Country. Panther Dog with the Panther Dog Stompers. Okay. So yeah, thank you to everybody. Okay. And I want to say this. Okay. You know what? Wrong thing. Okay. So, all right, I'm putting myself big screen here. So I've been working on this for the past few days. Okay, and I literally just finished it 30 minutes before went live. I put the last few pieces on there, glued them on. If y'all follow me on X, I gave everybody a little preview of what I was doing. Okay, so for the champion this year, all right, I have this. Okay, I have us a little Panther Lombardi trophy. Okay, and all right, so I have the Fantasy Football League logo on here, and this goes out to Mr. BBL Giver, the Front Office Fantasy League 2025 champion. Okay, so let me tell you, this is one of the joys of having a 3D printer. And I have two of them now, so things like this are right up my alley. And yeah, a lot of good people out there that made this design. This is the only design I found that was actually worth a damn though. A lot of people make some crazy looking footballs, on top of trophies and, and some of the things I use. But Kenny, hey, get with me. Okay, get with me. Send me an email, thearmchairgm at CJ, thearmchairgmcj at gmail.com. Let me get your address, your information, so I can box this up and ship it to you. Okay. And hell, I don't know if you stay in the Charlotte area, let me know. And we can meet up somewhere and I can bring it to you. Okay. But I appreciate everybody who played. Thank you. Hopefully we can expand it a little bit next year. I'll make some first, second, and third place trophies. Let me know what y'all want to do. If y'all got any ideas, y'all want to put some money up next year, I'm all for it. Y'all just let me know. But thank you to everybody. Oh, and Nakari, Okay, I got to apologize to Nakar. Nakar sent me a trade request. It started the season, and I never responded. So again, Nakar, I apologize, sir. I'm still sorry for that. But yeah, but shout out to Kenny, Mr. BBL Giver. Okay. So like I said, this is yours. Send me an email and let me know where I need to send this at. All right. All right. Cool beans. Cool beans. Let me see. Bucks are 2.5 point favorites tomorrow. Money lines between plus 120 and plus 130 on Carolina. Any takers? If I was a betting man, I'm still gonna take Carolina. But yeah. All right, let me also do this as well. Let me All right. Put the link right here in the chat. If anybody wants to come up here and holler at me as we talk about this upcoming game. Okay. And let me get myself off the screen here. And once again, shout out to Mr. BBL Giver on winning the fantasy football league. All right. So let's get on to some business here. All right, as you can see, Trevin Wallace has been added to the season IR down there at the bottom right of the screen. Out tomorrow is David Moore, Robert Hunt, Claudia Shirellis, and Robert Rochelle. He had a concussion. I want to say Robert Rochelle had a concussion the last two games. I want to say he got laid out in the Tampa Bay game and he got laid out in the Seattle game. Claudia Shirellis played last week, but he showed up on the injury report with a calf, y'all. Okay, with a calf, not a calf, but a calf. You see, I didn't check my spelling there. So David Moore, who's been out most of the season with the elbow, and Robert Hunt with biceps. I honestly thought that both of them were going to play in this game. But as you can see, they're out. Turk Wharton and Chris Barnes are both questionable. Okay, and Chris Barnes has been getting most of the reps in practice this week because Shirellis is going to be out. So we're going to be thin at the linebacker spot. Christian Roseboom is still good to go. I think it's going to be a combination of Chris Barnes, and they also elevated Jacoby Wyndham to the roster for this game as well. So you probably see a good bit of him and Bam Martin Scott. Canales mentioned him on the press conference the other day. Okay. All right. So let me get to a few of these people here. Hey Dion, what's going on with you, man? How you doing? How you doing? Hold on. Said Nakari, don't be like that. It said it's somebody has to be evil. It's a thankless job. But that is the injury report right there. And if I'm not mistaken, the Panthers did make a couple roster moves. And let me bring it up here. So the team activated cornerback David Long Jr. and linebacker Jacoby Wyndham, just like I said here. And there was one person that they brought up. It's a player from Seattle. Hold on. That is the same thing I just clicked on. There was another player that they picked up off of from Seattle. If y'all know Dave Anthony Bell. Okay, got you. That was him. All right. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool bean. Let me see. Hey, Earl, what's going on with you? How you doing? What's good with you, man? All good over here. Mr. Bell said, "Good." Said, "Goddamn this eye layer. I hope we act like it tomorrow." Blue Velvet, what up? I'm telling you, said, hey. That is still hilarious. All right, so that is the injury report for tomorrow's game. Okay, what to expect from the defense? Basically the same. They have they have improved as far as their run defense. They've improved the total defense and pass defense. Scoring is the same. Red zone and third down, if I'm not mistaken, are the same as well. But you know what you're getting from them as far as the run game. They held oh my goodness, they held Miami. And let me look at their schedule real quick because I saw this earlier. Let me see. So Miami beat them 2017. Let me get to the box score. They held my no, actually, no, I'm sorry. Okay, Miami had 145 yards rushing on them. All right. Achan had 83 and Jalen Wright had 53. Okay. So there is an opportunity, for the Panthers. It's just, are we going to be able to go out there and take care of it? Now, you see what we were able to do. Bryce had 191 yards passing the last game. And if I'm not mistaken, we had a little bit over 100 yards rushing between Rico and Chuba. All right. But hopefully in this game, we'll be able to take advantage of some opportunities presented to us as we did with T-Mac in the previous game. Okay. Hopefully we'll be able to push the ball down the field. And like I said, I hope that Dave Canales will get more creative with his play calling, and I hope Bryce Young will be able to go out there and take advantage of that himself. Okay. MDJ, what song are you gonna remix if we win? I heard an old one on TikTok the other day. Oh, you know what? Oh goodness, hold on. Let me see. If we win, hold on. Let me. I had a good one the other day. Oh, you know what? I tell you what. If we win, and it's a song I've been playing on repeat here lately, I'm gonna do "Come Back Home" from K Camp. No, yeah, K Camp and Jacquees. Y'all heard that one? They be like, "Come back home." I'm gonna do that one, and I'm gonna make it for the NFC South title. Because we want the NFC South title to come back home. To the Panthers. So I'm gonna try and remix that, and I'm put on there. I'm like, glad you're home. Something like that. If y'all don't follow me on TikTok, go over and check me out on TikTok. It's at the Armchair GMCJ. And for most of the season, I have been putting my own kind of twang on certain songs, whether we win or lose. And MDJ have seen my shenanigans all season over there. So y'all go ahead and check. Look, it said, don't encourage this foolishness. Man, let me tell you, hey, hey, this foolishness be fun, man. It'd be a lot of fun. You see, Brady has been hurt every year. Yes. I think he said maybe like 1 or 2 seasons when he played the full season. It was the 1 year crap. The year before we got Bryce, well, I think he got hurt in like the last game or two. Said how long you been on for a day? Just for almost an hour. I started at 6:30. Yeah, ain't been too long. Will said they are playing their practice players at cornerback. You talking about the Bucks? Let me tell you, I hope so. I hope we get able to go out there and eat, Tampa Bay alive. I would really love for Bryce to go out there and get. I think Bryce needs about 270 yards to get 3,000. Because that's been a sticking point for a lot of people. That he hasn't had 3,000 yards yet. So, like I said, I'm hoping he can at least go out there and get. I'm hoping Bryce can get his 3,000. I'm hoping Tech can get his 1,000. I'm hoping that Rico can get his 7 yards that he needs for a $1 million bonus, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so for what Rico has done for us this season, go out there and get your money, big dog. Hey, making true money, man. Thank you for the $2 super chat. He said, "What's up, CJ? I missed you." Hey, let me tell you, you ain't missed a lot of it, man. I've been running my mouth for a lot of this, but I appreciate you, man. Again, thank you for the $2 super chat, big dog. Let me see. Zavala probably on his way out. There's no guarantees with this team, as you've seen players, coaches alike. When there's a little bit of optimism or they feel like they haven't had the opportunity, they bring them back. Okay, but Zavala does stay hurt a lot, so we'll see. We'll see. Said Nella Suge Knight may want to sign him. Let it happen. No. I'm not with that life. I'm a country boy from Eastern North Carolina. Okay, I don't. Yeah, no, I'm good on Mr. Suge. Oh my god. Yeah, I believe he is. I believe he is, but I hope he gets way. I mean, way more than those 7 yards. Yes. All right. So, what to expect on the offense? Total offense: 22nd, pass 20th, run 21st, scoring 17th, red zone 21st, third down 13th. Okay. The one thing that bothers me on this list is that third down. Okay, because like I said, we have been terrible on third down all season long, and it hasn't gotten any better this season. Even in the games that we have won, we have still been terrible on third down. Okay. We'll have drives, we have great plays, first and second down, especially at home. The crowd be in it, the bank be rocking, and the next thing you know, first down. All right. And that happens a lot. That really happens a lot. Like I said, I don't know if Evero is going to adjust his scheme accordingly, because my thing is they have access to the same stuff that we have access to. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm not a football savant or guru or anything like that, but I know what these two eyes see. Okay, I know I'm getting older, but I got damn good vision. I mean, I do wear glasses now, when I'm driving and shit, but I still got good enough view when I'm sitting here watching this film. Okay, so yeah, that's the one thing that does scare me about the Bucks offense. Um, Hell, Baker's last game, mind you, last game against us, he had like 140 something yards passing. He went out and had 346 against the Dolphins, but it was kind of because he really had to, because the Dolphins shut their running game down. They had 53 yards total. The Bucks offense did last week in Miami. Let me tell you, I will be hard to deal with down in Rock Hill tomorrow if I'm if in my earbud I'm listening to at the end of the game and we win and it says that the Panthers held the Buccaneers to 50 40 50 yards rushing, bruh. Let me tell you, I hope we can bring back what we did earlier in the season. Like I said, injuries have been a big factor. We were top 10 run defense at one point in the season. I think right now we are probably a little bit below. I think it's gonna be like 17th or 18th if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see. Let me see. It said right 803 Princely only looked good in the preseason. Oh, guys, you said Prince and Cam Jackson need to step up. They have not been doing anything all season when healthy. Um, Cam Jackson really hasn't had that much of an opportunity. Princely has. Okay, Princely has, and I do agree. He needs to step up. He's had a few injuries this season as well. When you go back and look at the totality of this season on defense and on offense as well, injuries have not been kind to us. Okay. We're missing. Let me tell you, Corey Thornton is missed right now. What I wouldn't give to have him at that nickel spot right now, because you saw it coming. They kind of steered away from Shaw Smith Wade a little bit and slid Corey Thornton in that nickel spot, and then he got hurt. You know what I mean? Corey Thornton at the nickel spot would be. I think it. Hell, we might have won another one of them games and locked the division up by now. So we'll see. I was very impressed with him this season. I hate to see him go out. All right, but that's the Bucks on offense. Okay, like I said, nothing that I don't think we can handle, that we think we can't handle. Okay, but it's the fact that now we've got to go down to Tampa, play them on the road. They're in there. They're going to have the big pea shooter out there shooting, paintball pellets all over the place. When they score, fire the pea shooters. That's what they do down there. So, will Carolina be able to go down there, compartmentalize what they need to do, shut out all the noise, all the sounds, the recoil, from the big BB gun they got up there, and will they be able to focus and do what they need to do? All right. Keys to victory. This is the same stuff I had up here last time. Pressure Baker Mayfield, turnovers, take chances, stop being predictable. Okay. And I think the Panthers did these pretty well in the last game. All right, we got the Baker Mayfield, got a couple sacks on him. We made him uncomfortable. Okay, even on that last play, well, we got a turnover, which is the second one. Flushed him out of the pocket. Mike Evans, I think his scramble drill instinct kicked in and Baker's didn't, because Mike Evans saw Baker running or said, okay, bet, let me go ahead and take off this way. Baker was like, oh shoot, no, I'm still throwing the ball this way. Latham Ransom got the interception. Okay. Take chances. And I say that because in that game was right before halftime, and I've been talking cash money. I'm like, I mean, cash money from the 2000 shit about Dave Canales and his clock management before halftime when we have the ball with under 2 minutes left. He has no urgency. Okay, it's like every game he's willing to just settle for going into halftime. Okay, and I'm like, dude, we need all the points that we can get. Take the ball, go down the field, and I mean, and usually, damn near every game, Dave is sitting there with 3 timeouts, 3 timeouts, and it's just like everybody's all lackadaisical, just easing up to the line of scrimmage, you know. But in this game here, they moved the ball down. The last game against Tampa, they moved the ball down the field, and what we do, we hit T-Mac for a touchdown right before halftime. That was big in the grand scheme of that game. Okay, so take some chances. Stop being predictable. Okay, and I think they did that as far as the offensive play calling. We were able to move the ball, get some plays, you know, down the field. All right. It probably wasn't Dave's best performance, you know, as a play caller, but you know, I think it was way better than some of these games that he's put on tape as far as a play caller here lately. All right. Let me see. Pulling for Wake Forest tonight. Who Wake Forest play tonight? No, hold on. You talking about football or basketball? Because I know Carolina plays and I think they play SMU. So maybe talking about football. All right. Let me know who they playing. Let me see. Our players don't work hard enough on keeping their bodies healthy. I seen a short today with players saying they got to eat better, along with us having this cheap turf bullshit. Yeah, you know what? But the crazy thing was, you know, they fired the whole I don't know if it was a training staff or medical staff at the end of last season and hired a whole new staff this season. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I don't know. I mean, you got turf at a lot of these stadiums now. A lot of these indoor stadiums have turf, but I don't know if it's something with ours, something ain't going right, you know, or what. But we'll see. Uh, I noticed it too, CJ. Evero the same way. Yep. Oh, Mississippi State. Okay, football. Yeah. Go Wake Forest. At this point in the year, I'm rooting for the ACC. All right, unless it's Duke, even though they won their game, but still, you know, let's go ACC. Man, let me tell you. Sitting here last night, bruh. Okay, so let me see. Oregon beat oh goodness, who did Oregon beat? No, Oregon beat. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot who Oregon beat. Indiana beat Alabama. Indiana beat the brakes off of Alabama. 38-3. I don't know in my lifetime I've ever seen Alabama get beat that bad. Then you turn around in Georgia gets beat by Ole Miss. Texas Tech. Thank you, Tyrone. Texas Tech. Yeah, Oregon beat Texas Tech. I kept thinking of the wrong team. I was like, no, it's not Texas A&M, but Texas Tech. Thank you. You know, then you turn around and Georgia gets beat. Okay. And when I say it seemed like they were trying their damnedest at the end of that game to give Alabama a chance to win, it was crazy. I've never seen a more egregious face mask that was not called when the runner for Ole Miss, the dude from Georgia grabbed him, pulled his face mask backwards, pulled him towards him with his face mask, and then proceeded to grab his shoulder pads and tackle him. Mind you, the referee, and I think not the back judge or umpire, whoever's back there, were looking dead at him. Everybody on the offensive line, the quarterback turned around, was like, "Hey, what's happening?" You know. But I will say, my man, Trinidad, not Chambers, Chambliss, at whatever his last name is. Boy, when I say he's going to have about 3 plays in that last quarter that are probably going to go down in Ole Miss history, especially if they mess around and win this whole thing. You know, I mean, some just straight up, you know, Madden type crap where it's just like you out there trying to prove a point because whoever you playing is absolute garbage. I mean, he just back there running around. The next thing you know, slinging the ball downfield, and on the one play, his running back. And I tell you, he he knocked 2 people over and got that first down by about a yard. And I was just like, yo, and I want to say that was 4th down, if I'm not mistaken. Then he had the other play where he threw the pass down the field. I mean, just perfect pass. Perfect pass. So yeah. But oh, I won Make It True Money won 700 because of Miami. Yo, did y'all see Michael Irvin on the sideline during and after the game? Did y'all see Michael Irvin take his belt off, put a he put a hoodie of oh crap, huh? Yeah, he put the hoodie of Ohio State, on the Gatorade cooler. Took his belt off, and it started the whole belt to ass thing beating the cooler with the Ohio State hoodie on it. Okay, then you see him. Yeah, he got his shirt up. Got his 6-pack out, yelling and screaming. I saw a meme and they were like, his they said his dealer is going to be absolutely rich by the end of these playoffs if Miami keeps winning. Hey, shout out to Michael Irvin, man, but he be into it. He be out there like he be on something, dog. I'm telling you, man. He looked like he kind of looked like if any of y'all watch the Force, the a season of Power with Tommy as the main protagonist. Jannard on there. You know how Jannard be on that stuff. He throughout the season. Michael Irvin be at it like he like he be on something. But shout out to Miami though, man. Like he said, belt to ass. started thinking on drugs. I ain't gonna lie, I've been said that, man. I say, yo, he be out there reacting a little bit, a little bit too much. All right, but I ain't mad at him though. His team is winning. If that was UNC out there doing that, I'd probably be doing the same thing. Okay, all right, adjustments. Okay, and like I said, I have confidence that the Panthers can go out there and make adjustments. It's just like sometimes are we as confident as they going to make the adjustments? You know what I mean? Miss Hunky Dory says, respect Irvin. Wife got full Alzheimer's. He always at her side, never left her. Hey, okay, yeah. Shout out to Irvin for that. Shout out to Mike Irvin. Yeah, I did not know that. That's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy. Okay, yeah. Shout out to Mike Irvin. Yeah, I still. Hey, let me tell you, that still doesn't deter from his happiness on that sideline. Like I said, I ain't mad at him though. I ain't mad at him. But boy, let me tell you that belt to the Gatorade cooler, that was a lot. That was funny as hell, but that was a lot. All right, but adjustments, okay. And and it's crazy though. You can always find pictures of Dave Canales. You can always find pictures of Bryce Young. You can always find pictures of offensive linemen, defensive linemen, safeties, cornerbacks, running backs, tight ends, JJ Jansen, the long snapper, the kicker, everybody. You know who you can't find a picture of week to week? Excuse me, on the Panthers website? Ejiro Evero. I don't know if he has it in his clause that he can't take but so many pictures and be posted during the season by the Panthers, but that is one cat that does not show up in a lot of these pictures. I wanted a recent picture of them together, like out here at practice, but they never have it. It's always Canales, Young, everybody else, and Evero is always out of the picture. So I just put Canales up here, but I mean this for both of them as well. Okay, and I say adjustments because you got to know. All right, you got to know that Todd Bowles and this Tampa Bay defense have gone back and dissected the film from our game last week versus Seattle. Okay. And Dave Canales said that, their defense is their defense. They're not going to dismantle their defense and go out there and emulate the Seahawks in every way that they did versus us. But I think you would be doing yourself a disservice if you think that they won't try to incorporate some of the things or try to take away something from what that Seattle defense did to Carolina last week. Okay. But will Dave Canales be able to go and dissect that same film and make adjustments, okay, for what he think he might see out of this Tampa Bay defense? All right. And I've been saying this all season long. It looks like when Canales, you got those first scripted plays of the game, everything is good. You go down the field. A lot of times we go down the field, first drive, maybe second drive, score a touchdown, drive down, get a field goal. All right. We got a field goal this last game versus the Seahawks. Well, no, hold on. Did we? Yeah, I think we got a field goal. But when it's like I ain't gonna say plan A. When his plan doesn't work, he does not have there's no plan A, plan B, plan C from what I see. Okay, because it's like last week. The film. You look at the film. He's still calling those same type of plays over and over and over. You got 4 receivers out there, 3 of them doing comeback routes, and then one wide receiver is maybe doing a go route, post route, corner route, or something. You know what I mean? And it seems like it's same type of stuff over and over and over. But then you see a game like we played Atlanta. You see the guys out there going all over the place. It's route concepts everywhere you look, way different than what we've seen in some of these other games. All right. So will Dave Canales be able to go out there and make the necessary adjustments on offense? All right. Will he go out there and have a plan A? All right. And if plan A doesn't work, will he be able to fall back on plan B? All right. And hell, if plan B doesn't work, I'm have a plan C. You know what I mean? It's like if he goes out there and what he came to the game with doesn't work, he doesn't have any kind of a backup. Okay. And I would say the same thing for Evero as well. It seems like when we go out there, yeah. You know what? Yeah. To me, he's never had a plan B. It's just like, all right, this is my defense. Y'all are going to play it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we're going to next week. Okay. Like I said, I can't take no shot at Evero, because the turnaround that this defense has had from last year, is pretty epic. Okay, from a Carolina Panthers standpoint, some teams might be like, oh well, y'all are only middle of the pack in defense. Damn it, we were dead last. We were up under the barrel last year. This is a major improvement from last season. Okay, but there are things that are left to be desired from this defense. Things that it's like I said, third down. Okay, somebody mentioned it in the chat earlier. Third down, and you go into this zone and you back everybody off. All right, and then you sit there and we give up these little cheeky third downs all the time. So we'll see. We'll see. But can they make adjustments? One thing I've also seen, Dave loves to run the ball, A gap, B gap. You see him with a few off tackle plays. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw maybe 1 or 2 tosses against Seattle. Okay. Excuse me. And for the last 2 games, I promise you, Rico Dowdle has been a few shoestring tackles away from breaking some long runs. 2 weeks in a row. He has been shoestring tackled multiple times in the Tampa Bay game and the Seattle game. If he'd have got past them tackles, I think he'd probably had 100-something yards in each one of those games. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can get a little bit of luck. Okay, we can get some broken tackles, and and we can get on about our business and hopefully get ready for either if we make the playoffs, we're either going to face let me see, if Seattle wins, we face LA if they win. And then I think if LA loses, we face San Francisco. But then I think if San Francisco beats Seattle, I think we'll face Seattle again. If we get into the playoffs. Okay, so yeah. But adjustments, that's the biggest thing on my mind. For this offense, like I said, and defense, but more so for the offense. Given that we had 100 and something total yards the last game, basically shut out for most of the game. Will they make adjustment? Will Dave Canales do what he needs to do? Will he put his players in the right position to be able to be successful? Okay. Hopefully they make a few adjustments, on the offensive line. I really wish they would put Jake Curhan in at right guard over Austin Corbett. All right. I was hoping that Robert Hunt would be ready and maybe he would play this game, but he's not. I wonder if we make the playoffs, will he play? I wonder if they're doing this on purpose. I wonder if they're saving Robert Hunt for the shot that we make the playoffs. Maybe they're trying to give him another week because I think next week will be his last week of that 21-day period where he has to they have to designate him as being able to get back to on the active roster. Okay. So him and David Moore. All right. So yeah. Let me see here. Double O Kane, what's going on? I want us to win so bad, but history tells me we gonna fold. Man, you know what? The hell with history. Double O Kane. We gonna win this one, man. We gonna win this one. He said we bet not fold. Crazy part is that we could fold and still win the South. Yeah, that's true. That is true. We could fold and still make the playoffs, but I don't want that to happen. Okay, I don't want that. But then in some weird way, if we lose and still make the playoffs, maybe this can break this win loss crap we've been doing. I mean, it will because we lost 2 games in a row. But maybe the next one will be a win, and maybe by some grace of God we can pull off another win somehow. Because it's not outside of reality to say that the Panthers could not go out here and win a couple games in the playoffs. Okay. We have seen this year that we've been able to step up against good teams, good competition. We just haven't been able to do it consistently. Okay. Throughout the entire season, especially with some of our, quote unquote, lesser competition. We've played up the competition, we played down the competition, and then we play competition where it's just like, you want it? Nah, I don't want it. You want it? Nah, we'll just roll the dice and see what happens. That's how our season is gone. Okay. But yeah, I hope we don't fold and then back our way into the playoffs. But a playoff berth is a playoff berth. The NFC title is an NFC title. Okay. And I'm not going to take that away from them. Like I said, I'm not going to say it's going to have an asterisk by it, but yeah, people going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it, and I don't want that to be the case. All right. It's a Tepper going to be breathing down Canales' neck. Let me say that would probably be the worst thing that he could do right now. Okay. Now, mind you, I think Canales has a lot that he needs to work on. But the one thing I can say, I do think that the players in the locker room, I think they like Canales. I think they respect Canales as well. Okay. And like I said, I think Tepper needs to do exactly what he's been doing lately. Stay in the background, just watch the games and keep your liquor away from opposing teams' fans. All right. So, yeah. So Rico needs to run more angry. Yeah. Austin, what's going on? Is it San Fran or Seattle? Okay, gotcha. Hope 49ers beat the Hawks tomorrow. Rob and David Moore are out. Said facts. Panthers meme. Let me show you how to fall. Let me show you how to fall up. That is funny. That is funny. I'm tired of Dave's conservative play. Can't take that mess into the playoffs and expect to win games. Facts. Absolute facts. All right. But will we see these adjustments? I hope so. And I think we're going to have to see them in order for us to have a chance to win. Okay. Tampa Bay has, let me see. All right. Let me go to their schedule here. Crazy thing. At one point in this season, Tampa Bay was 6-2, y'all. 6-2. Out of their last 8 games, they have lost 7. All right. They have lost 7 of their last 8 games. All right. So they're not going to be lacking any kind of motivation. Okay. They're not. All right. We already beat them once. That should be enough for any team to want to go out there and be like, hey, we need to get some get back on these guys because they already beat us once. All right. Now, whether the Panthers want to be like that, we'll see, because we've seen this year the Saints beat us once, then they turn around and beat us again. Okay. So, but we've also done it once too. We beat Atlanta at home, and then we turned around. We went down to Atlanta, went down there, were able to pull off a hell of a game and come out of that game with a win as well. All right. So, which Carolina team is going to show up tomorrow down in Tampa? All right. Let me see. It would be one of the NFC West teams. Yep. Yep. Uh, it says facts. Conservative. I hate that word. I have said it too many times this year, heard it too many times, etc. Well, I don't know. I don't know what other way to say it, Miss Unky Dory. You know, yeah, yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is. I mean, he has games where it's just like he in his bag and he's like, you know what? I'm throwing lasers, I'm throwing darts with play calls. Here, take this, take that, take this, take that. And then he'll come out the next week and it's like he has a whole bag full of play calls. And he's like, nope, I got to keep all these play calls in my bag. I got 5 plays. That's the only thing I can use. I can't use them more than that, so. But yeah, I got you. I'm thinking 2 teams, 4 weeks. Got you. Tyrone, keep them brooms out, dog. That's what I'm talking about. Dave's play with scary play calling. Dave's plays with scary play calling. He needs to stick to head coaching and find the OC if Brad ain't it, period. Um Now we talk about that a little bit. So his first the year before he came to Carolina. All right, if I'm not mistaken, that was his first year as offensive coordinator with Tampa Bay. So it's not like he's been doing it for a lot of years. Okay. Now, mind you, okay, he had a Tampa Bay offense with Baker Mayfield, a good run game, and you got 2 stud wide receivers out there in Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Okay. Um, they've had injuries this year and whatnot, but back to Dave Canals and all that. This is what his 3rd year calling plays. Okay. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Has he not found, his rhythm, or, like he like to say, you find the things that, you can latch on to and build on. You know, it's almost like that eludes him week by week, or no, every other week. You know what I mean? One week he finds what he needs to do and he holds on to it, and and it's over and over and over. Like let me go ahead and keep feeding the keep feeding the hungry beast here. We moving. Let's go ahead and keep feeding these plays. And it's like the next week he's like, I don't know. I sometimes I wonder if it's almost like a confidence issue with Dave Canales. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm just sometimes I'm kind of in awe, and I'm just like, you call this game one game, okay, and then you call this one the next. And I know a lot of people are watching this and they're probably like, well, if you have Bryce Young as your quarterback, it's only so much that you can do. And I don't totally disagree with that in some aspect, okay. But my thing is, like, why not give this same effort week after week? You get what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, what did what did the Saints do in that first game for him to be like, you know what? I just got these plays and I can't call anything else. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, he admitted this last game that Seattle came out and played a lot more man coverage than they anticipated. And that's why I say, okay, if you got a team that's, now mind you, you're game playing against the Carolina Panthers. Ejiro Evero is playing zone. Okay, it's going to take a bolt of lightning from Zeus and an act of God for him to come out of that zone and play some meaningful man-to-man coverages for a good portion of the game. Okay, but Dave on offense, it's just like, you need to be ready for these wrinkles. But and again, like I said, this is only his 3rd year as offensive coordinator. Maybe these are lessons that the lessons that the team are learning, lessons that Dave Canales is still learning as well. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that's the case. You see other teams, with other offensive coordinators that go there and they're just like they're clicking, off the jump. But it always seems like with the Carolina Panthers, everything wants to take its time. Everything is a process. Okay. And I get that. Everything isn't handed to you. Everything doesn't come at you the second you want it to. You know what I mean? But around here, it would be nice if we could get some things to fall in place just a tad bit faster than they usually do. We not asking for like the Japanese bullet train, to come through Carolina and make everything happen in the blink of an eye. But we also don't want the little two-man push cart, from the old cartoons where you got the two-man pushing up and down to get the cart moving down the track. That's how it seems to run in Carolina a lot of times. It's like we're always so slow. Everything takes so much. Everything is. I know everything is a process. Okay, I know everything. Not everything, but some things can take time. But it seems like it takes just an enormous amount more time in Carolina than a lot of other places. Around the football league. Okay, now and to say all that and still be here where we are with a chance to win the division tomorrow is crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and I'm going to take solace in that fact, and I'm going to say I'm thankful to be here. Okay, it's been aggravating as hell this whole season, but I'm thankful to be here. I just hope we can put that the Panthers can put all this together and make it happen. Tomorrow. Exactly, exactly. Look at the Pats and the Bears. Yep. Now, mind you, we gave Chicago a whole lot of damn help. I saw something on X earlier, and they were going back and reviewing the trade, and they were talking about how the Bears got Caleb Williams, Stevenson, the cornerback, Wright, the left tackle, and if somebody else, if I'm not mistaken. And then whoever it was clearly a Panthers fan. They were like, Icky is better than their tackle. They said JC is better than Stevenson. They were like, Bryce is better than Caleb Williams. And I'm sitting thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm pulling for Bryce, but Bryce hasn't shown us, a season like Caleb Williams has had yet. You know what I mean? And that's why I say, like, why is it taking them, so it's taking us so much. And I know a lot of people are gonna say because it's Bryce. Okay, and I get it, but I mean, like, as a team in general, like as a whole, why is it taking us so long to get this ball rolling? And then you got Drake May and the Pats. You know what I mean? But the thing is, though, they got a great offense, but their defense is rolling, as well. Okay, look at the Bears defense. The Bears defense is rolling. The Bears probably got one of the top defenses in the league. I know they got the most interceptions. I think the most turnovers. But yeah. It's because of play calling too. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Deeper than Bryce, I say personnel. I got you. I got you. Yeah. Now, mind you, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and say that Bryce has not been an issue. Okay, not gonna sit and say that he hasn't been an issue, but I refuse to say that he is the only issue. I think that's why I differ from a lot of people. I agree. I agree. He is an issue, but he is not the only issue. Okay. Ken said Bryce will be fine. I hope so, player. I hope so. I swear I do. As long as you're a Carolina Panther, I'm not rooting for you to be bad. If you go out there and suit up for this team, I'm rooting for you to be good. Okay. But, if it doesn't work out, shit, it doesn't work out. But we'll see. We're not at that point yet. Remember, Federer barely knew how to draft, and him and Samir Suleiman gave out dumbass contracts. They did. Yeah, they did. Federer, yeah. When Federer brought Cam Irving and Pat Eifline here, I think I was done with him then. Yeah. Two of the worst offensive line pickups, I think, in Panthers history. All right. But adjustments. We'll see tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so updated schedule here. I'm glad to say that I can put first in the NFC South in this thing for more, than a few hours. All right. So we're now 8-8. We got one game left, and instead of being ninth in the NFC, we are fourth. Okay, because as of right now, we are the division leader. So if we go out there and win tomorrow, we're going to stay in fourth behind the Eagles, the Bears, and whoever between Seattle and the 49ers. Okay. But as you can see, since week 7, the Jets game, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So if the things go as they've been, we should win tomorrow. Okay, I say should because nothing's guaranteed. So I hope we do. All right, so that's a quick update on the schedule. And the crazy thing is, okay, so I had this up here before. The only way in is the NFC South. At one point, the wild card might have been there for us, but we squandered a few games lately. Okay, especially the two Saints games. I think if we'd have messed around and swept the Saints, we might have locked in a wild card spot already. All right, but that didn't happen. Okay, so now we're still here. But Tampa Bay, I mean, they beat the Cardinals and have lost 4 games in a row. And before that, they were on a 3-game losing streak. They lost to New England, Buffalo, and Los Angeles. They beat Arizona, then they lost to the Saints. They lost to the Saints by 4 points, lost to Atlanta by 1 point, lost to us by 3 points, and then lost to Miami by 3 points. And then we got the last game of the season against them. All right. So yeah, this ended up being the only way that we can get in, and I hope it's the way that we do get in. This is a good opportunity for Bryce to take the spotlight if he's efficient this game. And to be honest with you, I think there have been a lot of games where Bryce has been efficient, but for a lot of people, is he has to go out here and blow the roof off of wherever we're playing at for them to be happy. You know what I mean? I say this: if he goes out and throws for 150 something yards, and we win, it's a win. Hell, just like Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold had hold on a second. Let me pull the Panthers schedule up and let me go back down here to this Seattle game. Sam Darnold had 147 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, a 25.3 QBR, 77.2 rating. All right, sacked 3 times for 22 lost yard. Okay, but you know what? They had 163 yards rushing, and their defense was stout. You know what I mean? I would take that any day. Okay, I will take that any day. But now on the other hand of this, I do get where a lot of people are coming from. If you're having a day where the defense is not up to par, you want your quarterback to be able to go out there, put the team on his back, and carry us down the field. Okay, and I think that Bryce has done that a few times, but not consistently. Enough. You know what I mean? But hopefully that's, like I said, in Carolina, this process seems to take forever. I'm hoping that's something that we can take these last 3 years and put all the lessons learned together, for next season. Okay? Because I'm telling you right now, this whole win-loss crap is not going to work in 2026. It's not going to work. But at least I don't think it will. Okay? I don't think we can sustain this 2 years in a row. All right, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, I think I got one more slide left. All right, predictions. Okay, let me get y'all predictions in the chat, and let me tell you. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put on, my keep pound the chain. Tony told me to wear it loud, wear it proud. Say it with my chest. We gonna win the South tomorrow, y'all. Okay, we gonna win the South tomorrow, and I'm gonna go on a limb and say we finally gonna get another win by more than a field goal. Okay, let me tell you, I would love another. Hey, 9 points. Okay, let me get one win by more than one possession. Okay, I don't care if it's 9 points. If we could get 10th of a point or 100th of a point, whatever. I don't care if we won by 8.2 points. Or something. I want one. I want one win by more than the damn one possession. Okay. Let me see. Doing stuff with CJ. What's going on? He got the Bucks colors up there. What's going on with you? Or is that the Atlanta colors? Okay, he got the okay. Hey, but you know what though? Hey, shout out to the Falcons though. I mean, like I said, I don't want Atlanta to be the reason, why we get in. But if it happens, I ain't got no choice but to take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. 27-16 Cats. I like it, Miss Hunky Door. I like it. Bucks 21, Panthers 31. I like it. I like it. You know what? You know what? I'm when I when I get off of here, I'm gonna hop in the car. I'm coming around the corner to see, this is my boy from high school right here. He stays around the corner from me. Coming around the corner. Okay, I'm gonna knock on your door. When you come to the door, I'm gonna do like them old movies. I'm gonna have one of them white gloves on my hand. I'm gonna pull the glove off and I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. He said 34-3 Tampa Bay. The refs going to give Mike Evans every flash when he don't catch it pass. I hope not. I hope not. I really, really, really hope not. Because my thing is, for the league, does it make the this game look any better if it's Tampa Bay in it or Carolina? You know what I mean? Now, last year, you might have had he said, okay, every call, not flash. I got you. I got you. I got you. You know, what does this Tampa Bay offer this season that make this game so much more the playoff game so much more better if the Bucks win the NFC South than the Panthers? You know what I mean? And I can't lie. I don't think the NFL is scripted, but then sometimes it feels like the NFL is scripted. Especially that damn Saints game. I'm just like, bruh, I never seen that many flags in the game in my life. In my life. And I swear, they won't throw a pass interference on T-Mac, or for him, being interfered with to save their neck. Make sure it's scripted. Oh God, he said them refs be trying to hit parlays. Man, let me tell you, I was so mad after that Saints game. I even put the refs picture up. I said, bro, if I ever see you walking down the streets in Charlotte, bro, let me tell you, we gonna have to have a conversation, dog. We gonna have to have. I'm not a violent person, and I was like, it's on site, and I had to calm down after that. I'm like, yeah, we gonna have to have a talk, bro. We can definitely have to talk. But yeah, man, it does seem like it though. It does seem like it. Hell, like I was saying about the Georgia game last night. I mean, like they were out there trying to they were blatantly trying to give Georgia some help last night. But yeah. But but yeah, let me tell you, my prediction here, you know what? I'm going to say Panthers I'm going to say Panthers 28, Bucks 14. Okay? Panthers 28, Bucks 14. We're going to beat them by 2 possessions, y'all. We're going to beat them by 2 possession game, 2 touchdowns. Panthers 28, Bucks 14. NFC South title coming back home, like K-Camp and Jacquees. I remember people saying the FBI should investigate Andy Dalton for gambling. Yo, I had another conversation about Andy Dalton earlier. And remember last year, Andy Dalton came in the Raiders game. We beat the Raiders. Andy Dalton turned around, lost 4 games straight. 4 games straight. Andy Dalton lost 4 of them. 4 games straight. Okay. His only opportunity this year, well, besides the Jets game when Bryce got his foot stepped on, and it's crazy in that game as well. Old buddy blatantly stepped on Bryce's foot, and I think we had got called for a tripping penalty earlier in that game. But Bryce gets his whole foot stepped on. Old boy trying to tackle him, nothing. But Andy Dalton this season, Buffalo laid a major egg. I mean, major. Me and the missus were back home and saw the last half of the 4th quarter. That's how early we left. That is how early we left that game. Andy Dalton laid a major egg in that game. Major egg. All right. But yeah, Panthers 28, Bucks 14. We take the NFC South. We bring it back where it should be, to the bank in Charlotte. Okay. All right, y'all. But and let me see okay, so we had 59 votes in the poll. 81% of y'all say the Panthers are going to fight, and 19% of y'all say the Panthers are going to fold. All right. I'm gonna see if I can't get my wife to do some investigating, see if I can't get my computer hacking skills on and find out which 19 of y'all said the Panthers are going to fold. And I'm gonna see if I can't contact y'all internet service provider and get y'all stuff shut off. All right. Now let me stop. All right. Hey, but again, y'all, I appreciate everybody for joining me. And Okay, and let me ask one favor of everybody out here. It's in the chat that's watching. Okay. Um my baby boy, James, he got his first volleyball tournament tomorrow, the Lake Norman Volleyball Club. All right. If y'all wake up in the morning, say your prayers, you say your prayers before you go to bed tonight. Say a prayer for my boy, his teammates, and hopefully they go down there and get some wins in this tournament. Me and the missus are now, what do we call it, the traveling parents, because we signed up thinking that they were going to have the travel and all this stuff included in this the volleyball club. And then we found out the hard way, like, oh no, we have to take him everywhere and get hotels and this and that. But luckily nothing is too far. Okay, I think the furthest we got to go is like a 3 hour and 50-minute drive. So not too bad, and I get to go to Tennessee for the first time. All right. So, but yeah, but for all y'all out there, say a prayer for my baby boy and his volleyball team tomorrow as they go down to Rock Hill for their first tournament. All right. Let me see what we got here. Have the Panthers score more than 28 points in any game other than Atlanta in week 3. Let me see. Okay. Dallas, we won 30-27. Atlanta, we won 30-27. LA, we won 31-28. So what was that? 1, 2, 3 more times besides week 3. All right. Peace out, and he gonna do good. I appreciate that, Making True Money. Appreciate that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here. As always, I'm gonna thank all y'all for joining me. I appreciate all the love and support. On your way out, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you're watching on X, if you're watching on Facebook, like and follow as well. Thank you to everybody for the super chats. Okay, thank you for everybody for your regular chats. Thank you for the members that re-up with me this month. Thank you for all my front office members, all my co-GM members. Shout out. Hey, and if y'all didn't see this earlier, shout out to Mr. Kenny, BBL Giver, for winning. Oh, sorry. For winning the fantasy football league, the front office fantasy football league. Okay. And also, all right, if y'all hadn't figured this out now, I have 3D printers and I do make these chains and things like this. Panthers chains. Even if you're a fan of another team watching, I will make a chain for you. When it comes to business, that's just business. All right. But shout out to Kenny for winning the fantasy football league. And like I said, shoot me an email and let me get your information so I can get that boxed up and shipped to you. Okay. And again, thank you to everybody for all the love and support. I greatly appreciate you. Okay. And as always, I'm going to leave y'all with 3 things. Number 1, y'all be good. Number 2, y'all be safe. And number 3, as always, Panther Nation, let's go down to the Tampa Bay. Let's go and whoop their ass tomorrow. All right. Keep pounding, y'all. I'll see you.